Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel, Time for a Spot of Royalty. I'm Joseph Magi, author of playing card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. You can find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to the generous folks who buy me a cup of tea. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment. So Prince Charles, he says, we must take a warlike footing on climate change. Okay. This is interesting. Russia and China, Putin and Xi Jinping are not attending this climate change conference, COP26. Greta Thunberg is outside protesting. How come you're not doing anything, she says. You know, do something. Stop talking. Okay, they're flying their private jets in. You know, everybody's flying their private jets in, you know, just putting all that carbon into the atmosphere and talking and talking and talking. And I love that Greta Thunberg is outside protesting in this case. I love it. I'm not a fan of Greta Thunberg. I don't know why people would listen to a child talk about climate change when she literally doesn't know anything. She only knows what adults tell her, and I don't believe she's that intelligent or studied the issue at all. I would like to hear from climate scientists with, you know, 2 doctorate degrees who've been, you know, with gray hair, who've been doing this for 50 years. So even Greta Thunberg is suspicious of their motives. Is the goal to improve the environment, or is it world domination? I would just remind everybody, we just went through the pandemic. I got the bug, and boy, oh boy, it really knocked me down. Okay, so it's real, but they locked down all the economies of the West, and they destroyed our economies, and they're still doing it. It's still going on. So is the goal to improve the environment, as they say, not as they do, or is it really world domination? Because there's not enough power in the world for these people, I think. So let's see what the cards want to say. Improve the environment or world domination? Government, secrets. Okay. Ah, look at that. What is the real goal here? Okay. 4 hearts, home and family, the earth, the biosphere, lovers. We love the biosphere, and we just want to call attention to it. So it's a big political game. 6, 7, 2 clubs. It's a big political game. They want you to believe that they love the earth, and they want to do what's best for it. That's, you know, they're highlighting this issue. But, you know, one of my big problems is Greta Thunberg is always coming to the Western nations, okay, and complaining about pollution. Well, we're the ones, the Western nations, we are leading the fight against climate change. We're the ones doing everything to not pollute the earth and to reduce pollution, while China is by far the biggest polluter on planet Earth. And Russia is a huge polluter. And if you've ever been to the third world, it's a shock. Okay, and what is the third world? Go to any third world country and there's no sewage system, and the piss and the crap flows right in the gutters, in open gutters, right out into the ocean. And that's every third world country I've been to. Okay, and that includes Thailand. I love Thailand. It's beautiful. And I actually really like the third world countries. I've done mission work in third world countries. And that's what it's like. The pollution is, wow, really next level in the third world. There's no pollution controls at all. And it's just completely insane. So my problem with this is that the people like Greta Thunberg and all these celebrities flying around in their private jets and on their super yachts, they're just harassing the people who are the solution and not the problem, and they don't do anything about China and India and Russia. and these are the real polluters, and they're not really doing it. China, Russia, and India, I don't believe they're doing anything to curtail the tremendous pollution that they're causing and the devastation to the environment that they're causing. And I'm very concerned about China, India, and Russia, and I'm not concerned about the Western nations because we're responsible actors. So it's the whole narrative is skewed and political. So they want you to believe that they really love the environment and that they care so much. Coffin, dead bodies in the box, and secrets. There's a lot of secrets. It's political meandering and secrets. And Hightower, it is about power. Power is on their mind. Government, power, more power. So that's the question I'm asking. Are they trying to assume more power? Yes, this says they're trying to assume more power under the guise of caring about the environment. And they're going to do some things that appear to be good. Okay, carbon neutral by 2050. And Russia has said they're going to be carbon neutral by 2060. And I'm going to ask about this because I think that's crap. I don't believe Putin intends to do anything. I think he's making a chess move, and he wants us, the idiots, to try to be carbon neutral, destroy our economies, while he just sits there and does nothing, and then he's probably going to do the opposite. And I also think China and Xi Jinping is also going to do the opposite. They want us to spend tremendous amounts of money and effort on things that they have no intention of doing, and it weakens us and it strengthens them. Water into wine, transformation of the foundation of the earth, cornerstone, reacting to the situation and making everything more beautiful. But roses is very much a virtue signal kind of thing. And on the bottom here, we have the earthquake, the destruction of everything. So they're banging the drum. If we don't do something, the biosphere will be dead in 10 years. Okay, and the 10-year mark passes. And I would remind everybody that a very short time ago, they thought we were going to have a global, a new ice age. Okay, that was the popular idea, that we're having global cooling. And then more recently, they're saying, oh, we're going to have global warming. Okay, and El Nino and all that stuff. Okay, so they can't make up their minds, and they're wrong every time. Okay, Al Gore, he was wrong about everything. Everything he predicted in his book. You know, stick to politics, my dude. But Al Gore does stick to politics. And Greta Thunberg is a political person. She's a political activist. This is not about climate change. This is politics. So, are they trying to assume more power? Yes. They're just trying to scare everybody, and they're going to do some things that everybody agrees are nice things. We're gonna do electric cars. I like the idea of electric cars. I like solar, but the technology stinks. It needs to advance 10 times to be viable. Okay, and the green energy, my power company just sent me this thing, sign this thing and we'll send you only green energy. That's crap too, because it takes more power to produce the green energy and it's more destructive to the environment. So the green energy thing is a lie. It's all a lie. So we're just not there yet. Unfortunately, we're not just there. So we should talk about our feelings, we should scream about fake racism, and we should destroy everything. Oh, that's the solution. That's how we advance as a civilization. So that's what they're doing. They are trying to assume more power. They're going to do some things, some sweet virtue signals that everyone agrees with, but it's about more power. So Prince Charles says we need to take a war-like footing to address climate change. Okay, in places like Australia, they are mugging, the police are mugging like old ladies sitting on benches out in the fresh air because it's, because of the pandemic and it's very dangerous. You can't go out of your house. They're using military style force against ordinary citizens just walking down the street. It's ridiculous. Okay, and people should be very upset about that, and there's riots and whatnot. Does Prince Charles mean that there should be arrests and lockdowns and more destruction of the economies of only the Western nations to reduce emissions? Is he talking about, militaristic lockdowns? How far does Prince Charles want to go with this warlike footing? Because it's disturbing what he said. That's disturbing. How far does he want to go? So we have handcuffs falling out. It's all going to be underneath. Well, we'll see. How far does... Okay, and so I also am concerned about the environment. I'm a big lover of the environment and animals. And we need to care for the biosphere. It's our job to care for the biosphere. Okay, but I think these people are idiots. Okay, and I don't want them making the decisions about what needs to be done because they're idiots. Okay, Ocasio-Cortez scares me. And frankly, Prince Charles scares me with his ideas. He needs to drink less and study more. The solutions that they're offering are not the right solutions. They're bad solutions, and they're unworkable, and they're nonsense. So how far does Prince Charles want to go? Man, heart, and strength. 24, 25, 7 hearts. He wants everybody to believe that he just is an honest man who really cares. Okay, and that's what they want to do at this COP26 conference. And for that reason, I love that Greta is protesting. I love that she's outside protesting. So they just want everybody to believe that they're the good guys and they just want to do everything what's best for the environment, and Bill Gates, a computer guy, he's going to tell you about your health. He's going to tell you about the environment. Really? I believe you know a lot about computers, Bill Gates, but I don't think you know about the rest of this stuff. Cornucopia, roses, karmic relationship, cross, and handcuffs. Committed to the foundations and the people. We all live here. We're all a big family, the world family. Cornucopia and roses. Making all material things. Cornucopia is all material. So it's all just a big virtue signal. I don't see any actions. It's all just a big virtue signal. The whole thing is a big virtue signal, and they are trying to grab more power. But they're really not coming out with it. They are trying to grab more power. Was the pandemic a test to see how far our governments could restrict our freedoms? Because in America, there's been some real pushback. Okay, like Texas, they lifted all the restrictions. South Dakota, I think, North Dakota, they never went into lockdown, and they had very low numbers. Texas has not had any problems. Florida was early. I remember all those people going to the beach in Florida. I lived for 6 years in Florida recently, and I would have been one of those people going to the beach. Absolutely. On the first day they opened the beach, I would have been there at the beach, getting an ice cream cone, sitting out in the sun, reading a book, walking along the beach, and just enjoying the sunshine. So there's a lot of pushback in America, and in other countries where they're stricter, there are riots. There are some very serious riots, and that's good. So was the pandemic a test? And it's still going on. Was it a test to see how far the governments could push the people, how much they could restrict them? No can be no. Is the pandemic a test to see how far the governments can push us, the people? The government, right in the middle. Sickness, illness, secrets, roses. For your own good, we're locking you down. Coffin is very quiet and is also a lockdown card. 12, 16, 4 spades. 4 spades twice. So, for your own good, we're going to lock you down and destroy the economies. And in America, we're just going to fling open the southern border, and no one who comes illegally to our country needs to be tested. They don't need to be vetted in any way, shape, or form. Oh, you're a murderer in your country, and you're fleeing your country and assuming a new identity, so you won't be put in prison there. Oh yeah, come on in. Oh, and you're COVID positive. Well, we'll never know. Okay, that's what they're doing here in America, certainly. And I think they're doing that in Europe too. Why? To destroy the Western nations, it seems. No, and Fox cleverly shutting everything down to keep everyone healthy and making a play. There's a lot of angel cards. Okay, we're doing all of this for your own good. So was it a test? This is a very clever card, and this is a clever card. These are brother and sister energy, Fox and player, and they're hidden. So they are running strategy. They're running plays against us, and they're manipulating the environment but they're telling you, the way they're doing it is they're telling us that the entire time that they're doing it for our good, to protect the children, to save the people. Thousands out of 7 billion people, oh my God, thousands of people have died. I didn't die. Okay, I did get very sick, but I didn't die. And a little bit of antibiotic got that pneumonia out of my lungs. So it is a serious illness. If I had pervasive illness, other illnesses, then it could have got me. It definitely could have got me. And I was very sick. That's the worst sickness of my life, but it didn't kill me. So, I don't know. So is this a test? They are running clever games against us, and they're doing it by telling us that everything is for our own good. And they do want to lock us down. So, yeah, they are testing us. The Fox and the player, they're testing the people to see how far they can push us. So Russia says that they intend to be carbon neutral by 2060. Okay, and the U.S. and that's an extra 10 years. The U.S. and all the other nations, all the first world nations, are saying they're going to be carbon neutral by 2050. Okay, I don't believe anybody intends to do this, Magi. I don't believe anybody actually intends to do this, and I don't believe Russia intends to do this. I believe Russia is just kind of going along so that all the other idiots, the U.S. and Europe and Australia and Canada, all the first world nations, will spend tremendous amounts of time, effort, and money and resources trying to become carbon neutral, while Russia just sits there with their hands in their lap, laughing all the way. And China's going to do the same thing, because I don't believe China's going to do it. So let's ask for both Russia and China. Does Russia or China have any intention of really making an effort to become carbon neutral, as they're saying? Because I don't believe they do. Russia. China. 10 spades. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. And we have the Magi fell out. All right. Well, China's the most obvious. Wow. There is nothing here to indicate that they intend to do anything towards carbon neutrality, and they are by far, China is by far the biggest polluter on planet Earth, hands down, no question. Russia is number 4, and I think India is like number 2. And nobody talks about Africa, and I don't know what Africa is doing, and it's almost 85% of Africa is like third world-ish, and so, but it's sparsely populated. It's not densely, but there's 1 billion people in Africa. So that's not nothing. 1 billion people can create a lot of pollution. So does China have any intention of doing carbon neutrality? Executioner, they have a master plan. Fox, very clever chess moves. And no way, Jose. They're not doing anything. China is literally not going to do anything. Nothing at all. In fact, they're doing exactly the opposite. They are trying to become a world dominative power. They're trying to become the superpower of the world. That's what they're trying to do. They're not even going to make a show of being carbon neutral. They're not even going to make a show of it. They're not even going to make a show of being a responsible global citizen. They're not even going to do anything at all. That's what these cards say to me. And anybody who watches China will be completely and absolutely and utterly disappointed in their actions, because no matter what they say, they're not going to do anything towards carbon neutrality. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, Russia, we're all a big family on the earth. We're all brothers and sisters. Okay, but this is a load of malarkey, and we're not really going to do it. So 12 and 4, 16, 4 spades, 4 spades. So they're working a secret agenda. And this is what I thought. Russia is going to act a little more responsibly, and they're going to say the right words, and we're trying, and we're a smaller economy, and we're really trying. Okay, but they're not going to do it. At the end of the day, Putin he was the chief of the KGB, so he's a master of deception. Okay, so this is a big deception. Russia's going to make it appear, they're going to say all the right things, they're going to make it appear that they're acting responsibly. China's not even going to pretend to act responsibly. They're not even going to pretend. Russia is going to pretend, but they're working a secret agenda. So both Russia and China, the other superpowers, they want us to run ourselves ragged trying to become carbon neutral, which, in my opinion, we just don't have the technologies to do it. I love solar, and I want to put, like, if I was a van lifer or something, I would definitely put solar on the car. But in terms, solar is no comparison to the other technologies we have. It needs to improve by the power of 10 to really be useful on an industrial scale. And it hasn't. We need to improve the technologies. We simply don't have the technologies at this time. Home, butterfly, transforming our home, the biosphere, and manifesting this. So this is just a political game. This is just a political game for Russia, China, and they're weakening their opponent, America, which is right now we are far and away the superpower in the world. But that's going to change. It's changing right now before our very eyes. So what do we have? What did we have? Is their goal to improve the environment or world domination? They do want to assume more power. It's all virtue signaling and political maneuvering. Okay, they do want to assume more power, but it's not like just a straight power grab. It's not a straight power grab. Taking a warlike stance. Okay, Charles is saying that. Does he mean vicious arrests and lockdowns? No, he wants everybody to believe that he's a lover, that he's only got the best intentions. Was the pandemic a test to see how far our governments could push us? Yes, it was. They were playing all kinds of clever games with us, and they were really messing with the people. I'm not sure. Okay, Russia and China, they have no intention of doing any of this. It's just they are weakening their opponent, the United States and Europe and Canada and Australia. They're weakening us so that they can gain advantage. And this is happening all the time. These countries, in the terms of countries, they're not our friends. They're playing against us. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment.